It's Happy Hour again from Uptown New Orleans. Hello, I'm Grant Morris. Happy Hour is part of the family of shows on the podcast network. It's neworleans.com. When you walk into a bar in New Orleans and you pull up a bar stool, you never know who's going to be sitting on either side of you. What you do know is no matter what they look like, what they're wearing, whether they just got out of a limousine or just got out of jail, they're going to be happy to talk to you. Because that's New Orleans, and this is Happy Hour, a cocktail-fueled 60 minutes of random conversation with folks who have nothing in common. Other than we're all New Orleanians in a bar. In this case today, we are at Wayfare. Wayfare is a fine dining restaurant where there's actually no fine dining here. There's only sandwiches, but there is fine dining in the sandwiches. Chef Kevin White is a chef from New York City who moved down here after working with Mario Batali in New York, cooking pasta, and decided to open a fine dining restaurant except to make sandwiches only. Have you been here, Ricky?
I have.
What did you have?
It was a while ago, so I don't remember.
You can't remember?
Yeah, we had.
Do you have a good memory normally?
No.
No, really?
Mm-mm.
Shocking?
No.
What do you think's the cause of that?
No.
Did you smoke a lot of weed?
Back in the day, yeah.
You did. That can do it.
Mm-hmm.
How much would you have smoked? Like every day?
Probably so.
First thing in the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Last thing
that's
at
what'll
night.
do it to you. Katrina, you smoke a lot of weed today still?
Yeah, I started my morning that way.
You do, every day?
Most days.
Most days, really?
Yeah.
What time do you get up?
Depends. I mean, sometimes as early as 6, sometimes as late as 11 if I have a gig the night before.
Right. But it always starts off with smoking weed in the morning.
Most of the time, yeah.
That's pretty good. And you smoking all day?
I mean, I have just regular oxygen breaths as well.
Oxygen breaths.
I mean, I
What?
take a break during the day.
You do? But I mean,
Yeah.
are you smoking a little bit each day, like a few hours to keep up the level?
Yep.
Okay, so you sort of live stoned all the time.
I wouldn't really
You wouldn't
say
call it stone, no, because people
doesn't
who smoke-
really affect me
Right.
that deeply anymore.
Right. Do you think you could stop smoking it?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
No problem, right? Norman,
what
what
they
about
all
you
say.
smoking weed? They all say that, right, Tank? When's the last time you smoked pot, Tank? What time is it?
It was never a time because I never do it.
You never do it.
I've done it, but I never do.
You
The
don't-
last time it happened, though, I remember it was out of a humongous bag. It was out of a really big bag that someone created. But I don't like to do it too much simply because I can't remember anything, Ricky.
Well, that's like Ricky. Ricky doesn't even know what
I don't
sandwich
remember
you had.
anything.
Yeah, and haven't smoked in like 30 years.
That's good.
Wow.
I think you should have one after the show.
You think? Why wait till after? Katrina, you got one here? Oh, we
Are you,
can't.
are you ready, Grant?
No, we can't light up in here
we
because,
are in
we're in a
Louisiana.
restaurant. It's in Louisiana. Yeah, exactly. No, we're in enough trouble here with this restaurant as well. Let me tell you a little bit about some of the people who are sitting around here. It was Katrina Brees who you were listening to. Katrina Brees is one of the greatest names in all of New Orleans, isn't it? Let's face it. I tell you something. If you're just joining us, I have the most interesting and eclectic bunch of people here in New Orleans sitting around this table. I have two of New Orleans' most amazing women, and you two, I think. Tank from Tank and the Bangas and Katrina Brees. And Ricky Leman, you're the guy who everybody says they love. You know that?
Really? I bet
Yes.
you can find some enemies if you look real hard.
I haven't looked that hard, but every time I mention your name, everyone says, I love that guy. What a great guy.
That's a really
Isn't
nice
that nice?
compliment.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I wonder what makes them say that. What do you think it is? Because you don't remember anything?
Taking the fifth.
You can't remember that you don't like people. You're like-
Taking the fifth.
Okay, all right. So Katrina is technically an artist, but that title barely does justice to Katrina's multifaceted life. Describing herself as a busy beaver, Katrina is the founder of the Bearded Oysters Parade Club. Are you guys familiar with that?
I just became familiar with it today.
Really? You just joined?
Not that way, but Katrina told me about it.
What's it called again? The Bearded Oysters Parade Club?
We're an all-lady group. We wear beards and merkins. Do you know what a merkin is?
I do.
A merkin is like a pubic hair wig.
Now who would wear?
Okay, so who donates for the wigs?
Oh,
My God.
good question.
Who donates the pews?
That's a
We
good
could
question.
use you for that, for sure.
That's a good
no,
question.
No, I don't donate. I was just wondering who did.
Well, that's a fair question. Where's the hair come from?
All over. Sometimes we use
No
real
pun
hair.
Sometimes you use real hair.
Yeah, sometimes we use real hair. Sometimes we use wigs. We've used nutria, beaver before. We've used some fox. Any kind of furry pelt we can do. We've also sort of thought out of the box and moved away from
That's
hair.
another good line.
And we've done things like had oil rigs on our panties or credit card readers.
Where does that credit card
That's
reader is a
good.
great idea. What What is the origin of a merkin? Where'd they come from?
Well, a merkin is actually a century old, actually multiple centuries. It was invented, I believe, in the late 1700s in England. It comes from the word malkin, which was originally a word that was used to describe a low-class woman or a maid. It was a slang for a mop at the time. And it was a really dirty trick of the prostitutes of the time who had been treated with mercury for what's known as French pox, which would cause all their pubic hair to fall out. So in order to keep working for the day, they would glue on some animal hair. And back then there wasn't the internet, so I think they were able to pull the wool over their customers' eyes, so to speak.
Another good one. Really?
Literally.
Did you?
The wool.
So mercury was like the sort of chemo of the day.
I guess so.
It would make your hair fall out. Just your pubic hair would fall out?
I think they were doing more of like a spot treatment on the
it was
area.
an application. Mm-hmm. And what was French pox? It's some sort of like a...
I don't know. I just
boils
learned
or
it on
something?
Wikipedia.
Oh, well, that's probably true then. You know anything about that, Ricky?
No, no.
French pox?
No.
I guess we could look it up. What did it? Does it have a photo of what French pox looks like? Norman's on the case right now. Are you looking it up? Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you have any photos of the French?
Syphilis.
It was syphilis, basically.
I guess pork chops was already taken.
Pork chops.
The chicken pox, pork chops.
Okay. So they put mercury like... I wonder where they got the mercury from in those days.
I don't know. I'll do some more research before Mardi Gras.
All right. So you're the founder of the Bearded Oysters Parade Club. That's like a Mardi Gras marching band, like
yes,
the Pussyfooters and the other vagina reference bands. What are the other ones?
The Camel Toe Steppers.
Camel Toe Steppers.
Oh,
I know them.
We did a show with the Camel Toe
with
Steppers.
them.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was cool.
dope.
Just last year. or
Public
this year?
House.
Public House.
This year.
And are there any other?
Oh, yeah. The
Vagina
Organ
reference.
Grinders.
The Organ Grinders.
The Muffalados.
Okay, that's a good one as well. Why in New Orleans do we have all these vagina reference organizations?
Honestly, I think it was the only way that women in that age group could even get into Mardi Gras 10 years ago. When I started, there was, as far as groups that would allow 20-year-old women to get in, there really wasn't anything. If you weren't in some kind of school band and you didn't have thousands of dollars, then there really wasn't much opportunity.
Right.
I think that nowadays there's room for women in Mardi Gras without just being dancing vaginas, but it was, a battle to get more women into Mardi Gras to be doing other things.
It was an entry-level position,
Yes.
as it were. Okay, that's interesting. I wondered why. Because in the rest of the country, there's not these vagina reference organizations for women, are there? I mean, you get away with it in New Orleans because everyone gets the joke, but I'm sure if you did this in a more PC state or city, it wouldn't be that acceptable probably in Los Angeles or...
I don't know. We're going to
Portland.
test it out, though.
Are you? How?
Bearded Oysters is actually a national organization, and we have women from all over the country that come to Mardi Gras and come to Halloween to parade with us. And we're starting now to organize these women in their cities, including New York and LA, to do parades there.
Oh, well, I'm totally wrong about that. And that's going to be cool? Is everyone cool with it? No one's outraged?
We'll see. I mean, someone's always outraged.
Well, not here. Nobody cares here, do they? Does anyone complain about that here?
We've had a little bit of complaining.
You have? Okay.
We'll work for more.
So listen, I got a million other things to talk about you as well, but I'm just going to move on to Ricky for a minute because it says here Ricky Leman is technically a real estate agent, but that title barely does justice to Ricky's multifaceted life. It's very similar to Katrina's introduction.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Really? It says here you were born and raised in New Orleans and you spent 13 years in New York and New Orleans hospitality industry, and you were involved in 6 local restaurants and clubs before moving into real estate. You're also a painter. You've had 2 gallery shows and produced several fashion layouts for national magazines, including Esquire and Glamour. And you're an interior designer. You've got a lot going on.
I'm basically a dirt pimp. Those other things are sort of in the past.
Clean, moving.
You can hear me?
Yeah, now you're good.
Okay.
You're basically a dirt pimp.
Yeah.
That's a great...
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I sell dirt with improvements.
With a house on it?
Yeah,
Did you make up the term dirt pimp?
I did.
It's a good term, isn't it?
And I can tell you it's hard out there for a pimp.
It is.
Yeah.
Even a dirt pimp.
Yeah.
How long you been dirt pimping it?
15 years.
And was that I remember you used to own the Circle Bar. Was
Yeah,
that right?
I sold the lease and improvements to them a long time ago.
That was the first thing I knew about you, I think, was you were the owner of the Circle
Yeah.
Bar. That was the hippest place in town at that point.
Well, to be clear, it was Fleur de Lis when I owned it. It was like
Fleur de Lis, yeah,
little
it was
bistro.
too. Yeah, and it was great food. I used to have
Great.
a giant
Lamb
lamb
shank.
shank. Yes, it was awesome, and that was like $8 or something.
A little
$9
pricey.
maybe.
Yeah, it was a
cheap
good
and
deal. Yeah.
Great, and then they had cool bands in there as well. Didn't you have bands in there?
No, that was really
later.
when Circle Bar took over.
Okay, so it was really just a cool little restaurant.
Mhm.
It was very cool. Were you guys here then, Tank? Are you from here originally? Yeah, you are, right?
I am.
You remember that Circle Bar place? I mean, what was it called? Fleur de Lis?
No, these guys weren't even
No.
born.
It was Fleur de Lis,
No.
spelled Lee,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, they were like 4 or 5 years old.
Diapers.
Yeah.
Dang, Ricky, you don't
Yeah.
even know how old I am.
Yeah, we actually played at the Circle Bar, but
Ricky,
we had
I actually
I've been
was
in New
here
Orleans since 2008.
for
Yeah,
a long
I don't know
time.
anything about the Florida League.
That was almost choreographed there, or whatever the correct word for that is.
No, I don't know about it.
What high school did you go to? That's the next one.
Sarah T. Reed.
Sarah T. Reed, out in the east.
Yes.
All right, okay, so you grew up in the east.
I grew up on the A Ward and in the East.
Okay.
Yeah, Music Street. How interesting.
Did you grow up on Music Street?
I grew up on Music Street.
Wow. Were you musical from the beginning?
I think yes, but not individually. My sisters were so musical. I had 3 older sisters, and they just sounded so awesome, and they called us the Ball Sisters when we sung together, because that's our last name. But I was more interested in poetry. It came more naturally to me.
So you wrote from the beginning when
I
you were a little
wrote,
kid.
yes.
That would be unusual for a little girl out in the east in the 80s or whatever decade we're talking about to be a poet, wouldn't it?
It was received for me. It was received. I wrote about things that I had never experienced, and I felt like words were just given to me early, and I loved writing.
What state would you be in? Would you be alone in your room, or would you be walking down the street and get some sort of a message, or how'd that work?
I would be alone. The first
Right.
poetry that I was really introduced was probably my sister's notebook. I read it one day when she was away, and I just memorized all her poems. I loved them so much. I memorized all her poems, like everyone loved Maya Angelou first and Langston, but I loved my sister's older writings.
So your older sister was a poet as well.
She was.
Wow. So she was your first influence.
She was.
And what happened to her? Where is she today?
She's like a beautiful baby maker.
So you've taken over the poetry writing.
Thanks.
Hey, you know what we should do? We should make you guys play something so everyone knows what we're talking about. This is one of New Orleans' most exciting bands, in my opinion. There's no one that sounds... A lot of people say, about a band that they have a unique sound, but Tank and the Bangas actually does have a unique sound. It really does. It's hard to describe it. It's kind of like a hipped-up 70s soul band with folk and jazz and rock influences.
Yes.
Then the interesting thing about it is it's all tied together with incredible musicianship, with guys who can really play. And when you guys play, it's like, a lot of this is improvised, right?
It's pretty planned out.
Is it?
If it ever comes naturally, we practice so much with each other that when it comes naturally, we'll know where each other are about to go, you know? But we rehearse a lot together.
Well, it's really beautiful music. Let's take a listen. What are you going to play for us?
What do you guys want to hear first? Old Heart or Walmart? Theme parks.
That was pretty sweet.
Theme parks, okay. Weirdo.
Theme parks?
Theme parks.
Okay.
This is about me growing up in the East, which was right around the corner from Jazzland. So I grew up right around the corner from the theme park, and it made me a child forever.
Hang on 1 second. Oh.
And I remember writing this poem writing this song when my sister was out on a date, and I was a huge third wheel because I was young and she had to carry me everywhere. And it was Christmas time, and the lights were up in Jazzland, and they were just holding hands. And I was like, man, this is so perfect for them as I watch alone.
Oh,
You are a beautiful surprise, and I would like nothing than for you to live in my mind. Theme parks and roller coasters all around. I even got a car in case you wanna go downtown. Yeah. Oh, you're like a Sunday treat. Rub my head, my feet. You the words I speak. You're like a firelight. Got my soul so bright. I'm just right. You are my baby, and I am your lady. Yeah. You are my baby, and I am so lucky. I'm always smiling. I've got you beside me. I'm so happy. That's the reason I know that God sent you to me. Oh my gosh. That's the end of the world.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
That's called Theme Parks?
Theme Parks.
Is it on your album, Big Bang Theory?
It's on our album, Think Tank and Big Bang
It's
Theory.
on 2 albums. And both those albums are available where good music is streamed or stolen, right? On Spotify.
On
and
Spotify, on
YouTube and everything.
iTunes, and Google Play. It's basically living on the internet and living in my heart.
Can anybody buy it if they wanted to give you some money?
Today,
It's available on iTunes and Google Play.
You can't get it.
Yeah, and it's available on both albums because Big Bang Theory is the live album.
Right.
And Think Tank was our first studio album.
yep, live right here in New Orleans.
That's right.
Such an amazing experience.
At Gaza, right down the street.
Right down the street.
Yeah. How does a live album differ from the recorded album?
Oh my gosh.
Do you prefer one over the other?
No, I don't. I really don't, because there's songs on the album that we've never even done live. So I get that experience. But the live album is also all the extra work that we put into it right after, because our live shows are completely different from our album. Like, we really take you on a roller coaster ride. Really different.
Yeah. I favor the studio album for this reason. It just, every time I listen to it, I think about the process of making it.
Whew.
And everything that we were trying to do to make this happen, and it's happening, you know? So that's my personal.
In the studio, like 4, 5 o'clock in the morning,
All day.
sleeping. Norman have 2 little girls. And the little boy, like, we were out late.
You have 3 kids? Is that what
I
you
have
said?
a wife and 3 kids.
All right. And they don't mind you sleeping over at the studio all night and making a record. That's
No,
pretty cool.
They know it'll be worth it.
And you guys have been on the road. You're off to London for like 3 months or something
Yes.
crazy.
July.
So how's that going to work with the wife and 3 kids?
Well, they'll be able to come over, and my daughter's gonna be starting school. My original plan was to have them come over and just experience the culture with us. We'd save up and have the apartment over there. But she said it'd be better if she stayed, so our daughter can start school here in Chalmette. So
That's what's
my
happening.
mother-in-law, she's pretty close, so she helps a lot.
All right.
You know, but
Tank, have you got family of any sort to leave behind when you leave?
I have myself. I travel with my breast. That's what I travel with.
Your breast.
That's it.
all right.
Just one breast.
Breast.
Breast is.
Did you
I have a lot of family, but no children or anything, nothing to leave behind where I would hurt it. I'll be coming back to New Orleans, and my family will be as I left them.
Mine too.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Oh, I'm sure. What are you going to be doing in England? Is there a plan?
Yes, we have shows lined up, and we're
Right.
trying to add them still. So if you're in England and you want to book a band, call us. Email us, tankandthebangas.com, or it's tankandthebangas@gmail.
We just gonna wing it.
Is it Tank?
Tank
Is it Tank and the Bangers?
and the Bangas.
The Bangers. Bangas.
That's it.
I hate asking people where they got their name from, but where'd you get the name from?
Where'd you get the name from, Norman?
Well, we started at a place called Liberation Lounge, which is on the West Bank. It's a cafe, and it was an open mic there. And the Black Star Bangers, which was Jared Nation Savoy and Amari Johnson, they kind of had a little band going, and they were the house band for this open mic.
And the place was called the Black Star Cafe.
Black Star
Right.
Cafe, right? So that's what I guess it's kind of.
That's where they got the name from, the Black Star Bangers. But once I took over it myself, it was like, let's just drop the Black Star and just hit it with Tank and the Bangers. It's shorter, it can hit.
It worked.
It hits. a
Okay,
little
so
more.
your name was not Tank, really, though.
My name is Terianne, and my daddy called me Tank, and everyone, once they found that out, everyone called me Tank.
So your real name is Terianne Ball.
I'm Terianne Michelle Ball.
What? That's a beautiful name.
Thanks. My dad was Terry. My mom was Michelle.
I'm going to write it down even.
Terianne.
Terianne Michelle Ball. Isn't that beautiful, you guys? Don't you think?
Thank you.
Would you call yourself Tank if your name was Terianne Michelle? That's an unusual choice.
I'm like, Tank, that's a big Tank.
Yeah,
It's just
Tank
stuck.
sounds- yeah.
It's stuck. And to try to even change it now would be pretty hard. And I like how everyone feels like they're so familiar to me. That's how everything just feels so regular because I've been called that since I was a baby.
Right. Tank.
Tank.
Well, Katrina, your name's not Katrina either, obviously.
No, my government name is Carina Nathan.
Karina
not Katrina.
Nathan. I'm going to write that down. Okay, Ricky, you better have a fake name as well, or things
I
are
know,
not
I
going to
feel
go well
so
here.
betrayed.
My name is Frederick.
Frederick.
Is it really? Karina
Really?
Nathan.
Cool.
And Leman is your real name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Frederick. I see how you can
Frederick.
get Ricky from Frederick. Yeah.
Well, how did you get Ricky?
My mother's choice. My dad wanted to call me Fred. That wasn't happening.
Which one do you like?
I'm okay with
You
Ricky.
good with Ricky?
Yeah, I'm used to it. I couldn't change my name. Not possible.
This is what it
Yeah.
is now.
Yeah.
It's like Tank and Ricky. And well, Karina, how did you get from your government name to your...
To my current
Chosen
name, Katrina has always followed me, even way before the storm. It was always the name that people would say instead of my name. And then as soon as Katrina touched down, it was like Karina disappeared, and my name became Katrina. Oh, sorry, Karina, for years, and then finally I just embraced it.
And of course the
Wow.
Brees is the genius part. It's Brees like Drew.
Yes, I'm not much of a football fan, but I do understand that he's the Messiah, and I wanted to put those names together and create something really powerful.
You did.
You did it.
Isn't it great? Yeah. It really is a great
Good.
name.
Wow.
So do people think it's a joke when they hear your name? Do they laugh?
Sometimes people get really upset.
Do they?
Yeah,
Because you're making
I mean,
fun of both the hurricane and
yeah, sometimes
Saint Drew.
people feel that it's that it disregards the horror of the storm. You know, I feel for them. I was there for the storm. For me, I guess it was so traumatic and life-changing that it's almost like a huge tattoo on my body now. And I feel that taking the name Katrina has, I don't know, kind of showcased how much that moment changed my life.
How did it change it?
Everything. I mean, it just took it and turned it upside down, and most of my friends left town afterwards. I had to get new friends. Had to work to rebuild Mardi Gras.
Yeah. What are your new friends like compared to the old ones? Are they better?
Less children.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think a lot of the women with young children at the time didn't want to come back.
Yeah. Well, they made a big mistake there. Mm-hmm. They should have stayed, don't you think? So, are you going to ever go back to Carina Nathan?
I don't know. I mean, I hear it every day. Like, I hear it in my banking and from my parents. It doesn't really feel like my name anymore when I hear
Really?
it.
You feel like you've left Carina Nathan? You
Yeah.
think you've left the person behind, too? That you were?
No, I feel like I don't necessarily feel completely like Katrina Brees, and I don't feel like Carina Nathan, and somewhere in between. And I feel like somewhere there's like a soul name that I'll be searching for that title at some point.
So there's a third name waiting
Yeah.
for you somewhere.
And I do use some
Okay.
other aliases.
What are the other ones?
I use Karen Regis when I want to get business done.
Karen Regis when I want to get business done.
Yes, sir.
What does that mean? Ricky does business every day. You ever call yourself Karen Regis when you want to get business done?
No.
But when you hear the name Regis, it kind of makes you wonder.
Yeah.
Why?
Because Regis, you know Regis, man?
Like Regis Philbin?
Yeah. Well, that's her first name. That sucks.
Is that where you
Well,
got
I
it
instantly
from?
went there.
I also use the name Kevin Simons when I want to front like a man.
Oh,
But that would be on
You
paper.
are a wild girl.
she's a chameleon.
Whoa.
Do you think are these real people in your mind though, or just
No,
names
no,
you
not
use?
at all. I mean,
Right.
on some level, they're identities. I mean,
Okay,
I
there's a good-
create through that.
On some level, their identities means
Mm-hmm.
that there's some level of reality to them. for you?
I mean, they exist in social media. They exist in, I guess, like art collections that I'm creating. I do use the name Katrina Brees full time. And so that one's very real. I mean, that's what my business card says. That's what my email is.
That's what everybody thinks your name is.
It's like Tank.
Like Tank, yeah.
My name on Facebook is Terianne.
That's Facebook.
Tank. She said social media.
So you would go by your real name. Do the kids at school call you Tank, or did they call
They
you?
call me Miss Tank, and my nephews and nieces call
Miss
me T-Tank.
T-Tank.
T-Tank!
And
When
my
I walk
kids
in the
call
house.
it T-Tank.
T-Tank as in T as in little.
Auntie.
No, as in T, as
As
in
in
auntie. That's what we
auntie.
say. Yeah, we
Ah,
shorten
okay.
it up to T or TD.
TD Tank.
That's familiar. That's unfamiliar to you?
It's New Orleans.
No, I thought T was short for little. Like
No, it's
teat.
like auntie. T.
It's auntie.
T-boo.
So it's T-E-E.
Or T-boo.
Yeah, you got a T-boo?
I know a T-boo.
Oh, you know a T-boo. I have a T-Ronnie, a T-Tina, a T-Gloria.
And these are all aunties.
These are aunties.
Oh, okay. I always thought T meant little. What did you think, Karina? Karen? Kevin?
I don't know. I hadn't really thought too much about it.
What does Kevin Simons do?
Wow. I guess makes internet art.
What is that?
I make a lot of digital art that I put out in the internet that I don't necessarily want connected to me all the time. It gives me a lot of freedom.
Pornographic or something?
It's not necessarily pornographic,
Not
just
necessarily,
art.
but
maybe
but it is a lot.
disconnected from the rest of my work.
In what sense? I mean,
But
what's
not anymore, right?
We'll see.
good point. Does it, Kevin? So if I search for Kevin Simons online, Norman,
I have a question
do a
for
quick.
her.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you feel more free as a man?
No, I don't feel more free as a man, but I think I feel more free with multiple names and being able to, I guess, be more creative that way.
That's how people get catfished.
No, I promise not to catfish anyone.
All right, cool.
What does catfish mean?
What?
Do you know that, Ricky? Before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell
Norman,
him, Ricky.
Norman, do you know that?
Yeah, there's a show on MTV called Catfish. I didn't know what it was before the show.
Oh, okay.
But
So
apparently,
MTV is good for education, that's for sure.
well, some
I can't believe
catfish
anybody
are-
still watches MTV. You still watch that?
I don't, but my wife DVRs Catfish, so when she watches Catfish, I watch it.
Okay,
and
so what is it? Tell me what it is.
Tell him, Ricky.
Well, it's creating a person in everything, age, visually creating a fictitious person that you present yourself to for romance or whatever, and
Oh,
you're
like
not
on
that, you're
Tinder or
not that
something?
person. In other words, I go online and I'm chatting, and I say that I'm 25 and whatever.
And your name's Kevin Simon.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're an online artist.
Yeah, or
And then-
just anything but what you really are, really.
But that's no big deal. I mean, that's been happening from the time the internet started, probably. Hasn't
It's
it?
a big deal for people that fall in love. It's a big deal for people that start to actually truly invest themselves emotionally, sometimes really even financially
Absolutely.
into people's lives and truly get hurt. And some of those people, they are concerned, and sometimes they're really like, you knew what it was? I mean, it's the internet.
Right.
It
Well, there's a
hurts.
name.
It really
there's
hurts
a
some
name for
people.
that before the word catfish. That was fraud.
And it still
what's-
is
what's the
fraud.
diff?
It
Right.
still
So
is fraud.
here's the thing: is you're gonna have to show up one day, and
Yeah.
you really can't do that.
Right.
How you gonna show up? You're not that person.
You're not Kevin Simons.
and that's what the show does. They expose those
They
people.
expose it.
So it follows people who do this to each other, and then it makes them meet each other somehow.
Well, they have a private investigator, Neve, and another guy. They basically private investigators. They go and look all through social media, and they'll set up the meet. They'll kind of force it. They'll call the person like, yeah, we found your number and we're friends with whoever you've been catfishing. And we'd like to meet. We'd like to set it up so you guys can actually.
I'm surprised they actually go and meet them after
Yeah,
they've been
why would you
lying
do-
all this time.
It's been getting crazy. It's ridiculous.
Why do they meet?
Because MTV has the money to finance them meeting, and it's entertaining.
Do they know that this is going to be a setup when they get there?
Some of them actually watch the show and they
They
still
know.
meet.
They
I
know.
don't
They
understand
still
that
meet.
part.
If
think
I
it's
was
a desire
catfishing, I'm
for-
not gonna meet you.
I think it's the desire for attention. I guess we get attention because we're in the band, but I don't want to be seen as a liar on TV.
I know.
By
I
anyone.
know.
No, people like to be on TV though, whatever happens. That's true. But there was that other show where there was like a sort of pedophile show,
To Catch a Predator.
To Catch a Predator.
That was a great show.
I never saw
They
that.
would do the same thing. They would get
Oh,
people.
man.
They would pose as a. Well, how'd that work? They would.
Yeah,
What was
well,
that guy's name?
I forget the guy.
And
But,
then
the host.
some guy who's like 20 or 30 or 40 or worse, thinks he's going to meet some 12-year-old girl that he's been talking to online.
And they got a decoy
Yeah.
set up
Yeah.
in the house.
They
and
got
she's
this
waiting
guy.
like, I'm gonna run in the back and warm up the cookies. You just wait right here. And then
Yeah.
the host of the show comes walking out with a microphone.
Is it?
There's no-
It's
no, what are you
really
either,
doing here?
it might be Jeff Rawson, or there's the other guy who's older and silver haired. Like
Yeah,
me.
it was an old silver-haired guy, tall, thin,
Yeah, I
sort
forget
of
his name.
real
Yeah.
TV-looking presenter
Yeah.
guy. And he'd say, and then sometimes these people, as you say, Norman, they'd watch this show and they'd go, "Oh God damn it, I can't believe I fell for it."
Yeah.
Yeah. Awkward.
But that was about 12-year-old girls. I mean, these people were actually criminals.
I never
mean,
saw
they
that.
were going
That's
to
hard.
They were
have
pedophiles,
sex with
real
yeah,
life
they were
pedophiles.
pedophiles. They were going to have sex with a 12-year-old girl who they thought they were. But was there ever a 12-year-old girl involved, or were they all just
Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen.
Chris
That's
Hansen?
it. Yeah.
Was it?
That's
Yeah.
it.
Kevin
Excellent.
just wants to create art, though.
Yeah, just start.
You're not
That's all I'm
catfishing?
doing. No.
No catfish.
So you're not presenting
No.
yourself, Katrina. I don't even know what to call you now. You're not presenting yourself as a real person.
No.
You're not in
no.
this to meet people. You're in this to.
No, I just want to be able to make art. I think
Right.
that
And be anonymous.
not be anonymous, but disconnected from whatever art creation I had done in the past. I mean, if there's a certain genre that I was in, I don't want to be stuck in that for my whole career. If there's certain, let's say, like partners in my work, I don't want to take them down with some new craziness I
So
want
the
to
names
invent.
are more like a brand than a person.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That's interesting. Then. So are these things going on in parallel? Is Kevin making stuff and Katrina's making stuff and Karen Regis is getting business done? Or do you go from one thing to another? Like, for a few months you're Karen.
My boyfriend says he can tell by the outfit.
Wow.
Yeah, Karen Regis is the only one that wears a bra.
Okay. What sort of lingerie does she like?
Oh, pantyhose.
Really? Karen Regis just likes to wear pantyhose? in
Maybe
this-
some Spanx.
Oh, really?
Karen.
Spanx. Do women wear pantyhose in New Orleans? Tank?
Rarely.
In your experience? Doesn't seem like a pantyhose town.
No,
wow.
only for court.
Well, I personally,
Do you?
not today, but I don't know. I haven't always been that way, though. I think it
What way?
to be
A woman?
pantyless
Pantyless.
Pantyless.
That's how you go now.
most days.
Most days. Well, that cuts down on lingerie and laundry, I suppose.
That's right.
Still doesn't. I wear a lot of
You
clothes.
still wear a lot of clothes.
I
Well,
wear a
you'd have
lot
to
of
if you had no
clothes.
panties on, I suppose.
It lightens
It's
the
freeing,
Is
but
it?
braless, that's not my style.
No?
I gotta this shelf has a lot of books, so
So you need to, otherwise it would be uncomfortable.
I need my bras.
Okay. So when did you stop wearing panties? Was there a day?
As a baby, I believe.
As
I
a-
think my mom gave those first little Princess Jasmine draws, and it was all
Don't
over
wear
for
Jasmine.
me. It was all
Princess
over.
Jasmine. Is that a real person or is that a cat?
Of course, that's Princess
There
Jasmine.
really is a Princess Jasmine,
Aladdin, Arabian Nights. Yes. You don't watch Disney movies?
No, I have never seen. Who was Princess Jasmine?
Oh my God. It's like
Is it-
it's Princess Jasmine.
Ricky, help me out. You don't know either, right?
Clueless.
Thank you.
You're not
I know.
clueless,
God.
right?
I know Princess
okay,
Jasmine.
making sure I'm not on the boat alone. All right, cool. She's a princess, man.
Norman, you don't know. Well, you have kids, so you probably.
You know.
Yeah, because of the kids.
Yeah, that's the reason. That's the reason
No,
for the season.
Aladdin came out in the 90s. I was born in the 80s, so of course I saw Aladdin and Princess Jasmine.
Almost every Disney
the
movie
carpet,
was
you know.
awesome.
So
the Magic Carpet Ride.
Princess Jasmine has got her own branded panties.
I mean, I'm just saying they have those
Disney
Disney
make-
draws. They have
Disney
Disney
draws.
underwears.
Disney draws.
So Disney's in the panty business.
Yeah, Superman was in
They're in the
the
everything
yeah.
business.
underwear business.
Sheets,
Yes.
pillowcases, duvets.
Toothbrushes.
Yeah.
Curtains.
Okay, I suppose that's true.
Bras.
Okay, so your mom bought you those Princess Jasmine panties, but you didn't like to wear them?
I mean, not today. Not today. I like boy shorts today. Boy shorts make your booty look big, and I like that.
Do they?
Yes.
Boy shorts. You mean like boxers?
Yeah, but only they're for girls. Like they cut nice. You like boy shorts?
Yes,
Katrina?
I do.
Okay, dope.
Me too.
Okay.
On
Do they
yourself
make you,
or
do they make your booty
women?
look big, woman? Or what?
No, I like looking at them. I don't wear them myself. you know.
Boy shorts.
Yeah,
Makes
it's
you
it's
look
the type
cheeky.
of underwear. It's
Yes.
kind of cut.
Cheeky.
It's got like a 45-degree angle going across the cheek, and it's
Oh,
nice.
they're tight.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, they're tight. They're tight. They're tight.
Female underwear.
You wear those, Ricky?
No,
You ever heard of those?
Briefs are the male version of
Yeah, I wear
boy
briefs.
shorts.
Boy shorts. I've never heard of catfish or boy shorts now.
let's let you see some boys.
You better get help.
I need to get with it. Do you know what boy shorts are, Ricky? Seriously?
I don't. No.
No. You don't go underwear shopping for boy shorts. So it's like bicycle shorts type thing?
It's like briefs.
Like briefs.
Like
but
dude
they're
briefs, only
tight.
they're for females.
Oh, they're made for women.
That's
Okay.
why they call boy shorts, because they're originally for the boys.
Ah, I see. Now, there's
Check them out.
Sexy.
oh, they're nice. Okay, they're called boy shorts. That reminds me, Chris. Holy shit, we need to do these commercials. That just totally came back to me. You'll see why in a minute. How do we forget that? Okay, I'm going to make you guys play another song in a second.
Oh,
I
awesome.
can't believe we're running out of time already. Okay, let's just say a quick thank you to these people who brought us our show today, and I'll tell you why. It reminded me because our show today is brought to us in part by Basics Swim and Gym, a full range of fashion swimsuits, workout, and yoga clothes with style. The all-new Basics Swim and Gym is on Magazine Street near Jefferson Avenue, and it's right across from Basics Lingerie, which probably sells boy shorts like that. So how about that?
Gotta make it.
And also thank you to Petite Pet Care. If you're going out of town or you have a crazy schedule, the folks at Petite Pet Care will take care of your pet in his or her own home for loving care when you're not there. Go to petitepetcare.com. Thank you too to Hangover Destroyer, the only all-natural product medically proven to prevent a hangover. Go to the Hangover Destroyer website. You guys need this. Take this to England with you. The website's called hdestroyer.com. If you write happy hour in the coupon code, you'll get 30% off of Hangover Destroyer, and you can seize the dawn. Thank you too to Unlisted Nola, the revolutionary new way to buy a house in New Orleans. If you know what, hey Ricky, this is good for you.
Okay.
If you know what you're looking for, you can find your perfect match before it comes on the market. It's the match.com of real estate. It's called unlistednola.com. Thank you very much to all those folks for helping us make the show happen today, and especially thank you to Tank and the Bangas who are going to play us what exactly?
I love the way you do it now. It's so big.
It's like real. It's almost like it's a real show.
It makes
for,
me
for
really
a,
want to do something. I don't know.
What do you want to do?
Buy some.
You want to buy some lingerie?
Wanna go to
You're gonna
Walmart?
it might change your whole life if you start
Right,
wearing
let's go to
panties.
Walmart.
Walmart might sell boy shorts.
Let's go to Walmart.
Okay.
What? All right. What? Attention all Walmart shoppers. Everything in the entire store is free. But everything is also quite damaged. So you should shop at your own risk. So I guess you can say that I kind of knew what I was buying. I saw him on aisle 4, and he was everything that was broken and beautiful. And I just knew that he would go so well with the art already inside of my heart. I mean, the painting of the mind in the living room and the tile. I mean, the tile is going to match so well with his good skin. I was ready to throw out that old couch that me and my ex David used to sit on. I was ready to make space for you, but as I strode through the walkway, I could hear pieces of your honesty just drop on the floor, but I kept walking. And I knew you had a piece missing, and hazardous things that I could swallow, like my pride, but I was okay, because you were on sale, and you were stunning. So I kept walking, And I think I overheard a piece of you talking to another girl on another aisle, so I guess we're not communicating. I often wondered how the same man that made me feel like I was invincible could walk past me and treat a girl like me like I was invisible. I was so vulnerable, and you're out for. I was willing to buy your damaged merchandise just to claim that you were mine and mine alone, but you were broken. You were broken, and you were broke, and you were beautiful. You were a torn, ripped painting, but there I was, making sure I was pretty enough just to frame him. I need to go back to Alfor. Yeah, there's a piece of a mirror that my mom gave me. I must have put it down and I must have picked up you, but self-reflection should never ever be confused with who is looking at you. I should have left you where I saw you, but who was I to judge the store in which I was shopping? So should I check the customer, and should I check what the fuck I was buying? I went up to the register. I was about to check you out, and I tell you no lie, the cashier was his brother, told me of all his discrepancies, and told me that I could not exchange him for another, so I'm sorry. It is indeed my fault. For I am the girl that walked into this boy's Walmart, full of explosives and torn notebooks and broken hearts. I put my money on the counter and I purchased what I believed was a beautiful sandstorm. I thank God. I thank God. I thank God that I kept my receipt.
Oh my goodness. That is great. So you must have done that song a lot of times, but it felt like real.
It is real. It's real experience. It's definitely real experience.
Wow. That was about a person?
That was about a person. I think everybody takes a risk on people when they begin to date them. And I kind of compared that to walking into a huge Walmart. Everybody loves Walmart. You go there for one thing, you leave out with 20 things. Everybody loves Walmart. But what if we dated people and before we picked them up, we literally could turn them around and see all their issues? Hi, I have daddy issues. Hi, I am a compulsive liar. Hello, I am passive aggressive. You know, like, what if I saw that? Would I still pick you up? Because everything in the store is damaged. Because nobody is perfect. Everybody has something that's with them. And it's always your choice if you want to buy that. You know, if you want to buy that shit, pretty much.
Have you picked up a few of these?
I picked up a few. But not too many though. I'm not too damaged.
Did you keep your receipt?
Did I keep? Oh yeah.
I know you're willing to return.
Ooh.
Or exchange.
I am willing to return at this point.
You're willing to try again? Go back into Walmart?
Go back to Walmart.
You gotta go back into Walmart. Everybody gotta go back into Walmart.
Return the damage.
But how about I find somebody that issues look a little more similar to ones that I could actually deal with?
But don't you find that you sort of get better at figuring out what that person, what the damaged goods are, and about a person that the more experience you've had. So now you've had some of these, you won't do that one again.
I believe so. Hopefully.
Or do you keep on repeating?
I don't want to keep repeating. But everybody knows if you shop at Walmart enough, you know exactly which aisle to go on to get what you need.
What happened to the guy from aisle 4?
What happened to him?
Yeah.
He's still walking around.
Do you still see him around?
I still see him around a lot.
A lot?
A lot.
Okay. It's not Norman, is it?
Norman's married. He is definitely.
Well, I'm talking about the part. This was a while ago, though.
Oh, no, man. I've been married for 10, 11 years, something like that.
It's tough when you break up with someone and you still see them around, isn't it?
That's the toughest. I just don't want to see you no more. But this is someone that, like, has to be around. You know, they have to be around.
Yeah, this is the trouble with dating someone who you work with or you're...
I never said I worked with him.
Or you're related to.
Maybe I
in
work
Mississippi
with him.
Too.
Maybe it's Merell.
Related to.
You live in Mississippi.
You live in Mississippi.
You know.
It's really tough when they're in a family,
Yeah.
you know.
Let me tell you something about what else Katrina does. I think this is under your real name, or current name, Katrina Brees, which is the reason that I met you in the first place. Mm-hmm. I met Katrina because she has a company called Fantastic Casket, which is very hard to say.
Yes.
And what she does is make coffins.
Yes. Well, I haven't really started it. I've done one casket in LA. where it was legal at the time. It just went legal in Louisiana about a year ago.
That's because of those monks across
Exactly.
the lake. They were allowed to make caskets, and now so anyone's allowed to make a casket.
We'll see.
So you decorate it?
How that is interpreted. I make it from scratch. So I'm making it from wood and cutting the wood and then doing all the upholstery work, whatever interior, and then whatever art on the outside that someone wants.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe we can all come down and try some out. You
Maybe
know?
we could die together.
Get fitted,
It's
you know?
Yeah, you're all going to die. Eventually.
I don't
So
think
you
any
might
of
as well
us is
come
getting-
check it out.
We're not getting any taller anyway, so she could just size us up.
Everybody's gonna die.
So it's a good business, given that everyone's eventually going to die, I guess, in that sense.
Yeah.
But the concept of it is that you don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a coffin when.
Although you could. I will accept
Oh, you have expensive ones.
high-priced casket sales.
Oh, I thought that was your whole plan, was that you could have cut-rate coffins.
Oh, I mean, we really want to appeal
No,
to
I like
everybody. We
that.
want to create DIY kits. We want to create, I guess, downloadable ebooks so that people can create their own. I think it's incredibly important that people start doing their own undertaking if they feel empowered to do so.
You, Miss Regis, and Kevin should all link up, man. Y'all
I
probably
got
could do
another
some-
name for this. You'll be all knowing me as Crystal Sedona when we get
Sedona.
there.
Who was she in high school? Who is this girl?
Crystal
love
Sedona, is that one of
Yeah.
yours as well?
Katrina, y'all
Yeah.
entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, I
visual.
figure when
Who's
I
Crystal Sedona?
that will be my fantastic casket identity.
Okay.
Dope.
I mean,
do-
I just don't see the bearded oyster identity doing well in the casket
Casket
sector.
And it might not take you as serious.
Right.
Yeah, that's real.
What the bearded oyster person is Katrina Brees. Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. Ricky, who are you texting? Anybody good?
Just a friend of mine. But I wanted to say we put
Yeah.
we put the fun in funeral in New Orleans. Don't
Yes, we
forget.
do.
That's so
true.
true.
Fun and funeral.
That's true.
Yeah.
Have you had to bury anyone lately, Ricky?
What's that?
Have you had to bury anybody lately?
Yeah.
Did you have to spring for the casket or go buy it or anything?
No. I had to carry it though.
Yeah, who was it?
It's an old family friend.
Friend.
He had a great life. He was the older man. The
Yeah.
last funeral I went to.
Well, it's not so bad if it, someone's had a great life and it was time to go.
Yeah.
But still, you could have saved thousands of dollars on a casket by hooking up with Katrina Brees, a.k.a. Crystal Sedona.
Or spending thousands of dollars.
Right. And
Yeah.
you could have decorated it, right? With like sequins, Mardi Gras beads.
We could do that. What I'd really like to
Feathers.
see families do is create sort of like a love box and fill the interior with photos of the person
It's a
and
great
wonderful
idea.
experiences of their lives, and then sort of create like a decoupage wallpaper inside there.
Also, it's a custom casket. Like, oh, that's so dope. I like it.
Yeah,
Good luck with that.
thank you.
I hope to
Custom
see it
casket.
when I'm in the coffin.
Crystal's custom caskets.
Crystal's custom caskets. That's good right there, Crystal Sedona. What do you think of that for a
I
name?
like it.
That could be better than Fantastic Casket, because Fantastic Casket is hard for me to I can't
Well,
say that.
we
very
also have pimpmycoffin.com
Oh, wow.
if you want to
Yeah.
use that one.
Yeah, because it's an Egyptian thing. Like, if you're going to be in there, who knows what happens? You can see the inside.
What could possibly happen, Ricky?
Memories. I mean, maybe you open your eyes. Who knows?
Do you think that's possible, really?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
Anything's possible.
No, but do you really believe that could happen?
Yeah.
That there's possibly life after death, that we could actually...
I certainly do.
Norman,
I
you
definitely
do?
believe spirit. The spirit lives on after life.
Do you believe that, Ricky?
Yeah, possibly.
Okay. Possibly.
I believe that anything's possible.
Okay.
I like that.
Anything is possible.
It is.
I believe that souls are
That's true.
recycled.
I do too.
Well, if there's more people on the earth now than there've ever been before, where do all the souls come from?
Oh, the souls definitely come from something bigger than us all. If you think that you're doing all of this on your own and that the sun is truly just doing its own little thing, then you have a lot to learn. You should know enough to know that you don't know much.
Yeah, but if they're recycled, then there's more. They can't all be recycled because there's 6 billion people on Earth, and we started off with like how many?
I think they're recycled.
I saw your fingers.
And I don't know where your math about to go, but this is just my opinion. Like when people see a baby and when they just seem so grown and they say, oh man, you have such an old soul. Like you come here fresh of a lot of things, but I believe that I think they just coming right back. That's why great ideas are constantly being refurnished in great minds. You know, like they've been here before.
Yeah, but mathematically they can't all be coming
I
back.
didn't care about the math.
Because
And you know what?
I didn't care about
But
the math.
you should, because the numbers don't lie.
that's what I'm saying. If
I
they're
don't know.
they can't all
Jesus
be recycled.
don't lie either, okay?
Well, he never said recycle at all.
You didn't say a thing. You don't know what he said. You were in the tomb. Fantastic caskets, okay? Fantastic
Fantastic.
caskets.
Fantastic. I
Fantastic
need the
casket,
John
fantastic casket,
episode.
fantastic casket.
You have to go to the
fantastic casket.
bathroom. Yeah, okay, we can let you do that.
Pissy no
That's
You're
fine.
not supposed to say that.
I wasn't.
It's okay. You can take a couple of minutes off. Hey, so it says in your bio, Ricky, that I got from your website, and a sentence that I thought was interesting. It says real estate is a really difficult job. Is it?
Yeah.
I thought people got into it because it was easy. No.
No.
What's hard about it? I always thought that.
It's emotional.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because you're
People-
dealing with
Yeah. They
people
scream, cry.
scream.
Mm-hmm.
Do they? Come in here. People scream at you?
Yeah, agents scream at each other sometimes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're passionately representing a client.
Yeah, same way a lawyer does. We put on the gloves.
And what causes it? I mean, lawyers do it because it's like a game where you want to win, apparently. It seems to me, the justice system. Is that the same for you?
Yeah, I mean, you have to protect your client if you're good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you are good. You've got all these awards. I've never seen so many awards in my life. From starting out with Keller Williams Realty top producer, all the way down to the New Orleans Metropolitan Association of Realtors Platinum Award.
Yeah,
So you're good.
I'm at the top of my game. I am.
Yeah. Does that mean you're super wealthy?
Working on it.
Yeah. Here it is. Who is it?
It's my guest coming in from New York. You can
See
wait.
yeah, you can call. You can take it. No. Where's he coming in from? New York. What's he doing here?
He
Visiting?
is like a photographer, and he's coming to watch his nephew get married.
Is he going to take photos of it?
He will take photos, yeah. I mean, but not professionally.
Is he staying at your place?
He is staying at my place.
Okay, so where do you live? Seeing you could buy anything.
I live on Esplanade, sort of in the Tremay area, like between Claiborne and Broad.
That's a funny place to choose, given if you were like a super duper realtor and you could find anything.
I've had 8 houses because I flipped houses, so I've had like little bitty houses and I've had really major houses. This is a major house.
It's like a big giant
Oh yeah,
thing.
oh yeah.
You like the small one or the bigger one the most?
I like them all. I mean, I've had like a really sweet little crib, like intimate. But this is the house I'm going to keep for a long, long time.
Are you going to fill it up with other people?
There's people there right now. There's some family members, and then I have I'm building 3 apartments.
In the property or on the property?
Well, yeah, it's
You're dividing it up.
it's big,
Okay.
big,
Huge.
huge.
What did it used to be? Was it originally like a giant family home?
It was like kind of a blighted property I bought. I think Fats Domino owned it at one time as a rental.
That's a funny sentence too. Fats Domino's rental
Yeah,
property.
yeah, no, it was his rental property.
Right.
And it's a big mansion, and I live in the mansion part,
How cool.
and I'm renovating some apartments in the.
What's it like when you have a giant house like that? Do you go in all the rooms, or do you end
I
up just
do.
living in one room? You wander around it?
Oh yeah.
What do you do in all these rooms?
Taking the 5th.
Whoa.
Why? What could be so exciting?
I do
You
whatever
are
I
so
wanna.
wild.
Do what I wanna.
Do what I want. But what do you do? I mean, in the living room you sit down and read a book, and then in the kitchen you make. What after that? What other rooms are there?
It's a library. There's an
Okay.
office. There's my suite, and then there's you can have parties. My cousins got married there. It was like 200 people.
How many rooms?
Too many for me to count mentally, but
What?
it's the whole property is like 11,000 square feet.
You know how many bathrooms?
4.5.
Oh, that's not too bad.
That's not bad. Hey, we've got time for one more song. You want to play one? Have you got one ready? You think we could do it?
Yes.
I would love to hear something.
Oh,
Would you guys want
hi.
to? Katrina, Karen, Krystal,
I would love to hear it.
Kevin. What sort of music does Kevin like?
I like everything. I love New Orleans music the most.
Yeah. And what about some of the others? What about,
I actually wrote my first song this year. Maybe I'll sing it for you later.
yeah. Well, we don't have much time. Would you?
No, this one's all hers.
Okay. All whose? Okay.
Oh,
Tank, what are you up to over here?
well, the piano player has locked
Oh, he's
up
al-
everything
oh,
because
he's
he
already
thought there was
quit.
like 2 songs.
Oh, there was only originally 2 songs. We don't have to do another one if you don't want to.
I can do a little piece of one that I'm working on. I
Yeah.
like it.
Okay.
I think you're gonna like it.
Okay. What is
You
it?
ready? I could get you guys' help a little bit on it with the clapping.
Okay.
Dun 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 dun. Everything was easier when you act like you were mature. The music really mattered and the girls wasn't important. Now everybody knows who you are. You got a brand new fancy stupid caddy blue car. But who was right there with you at the bus stop? I'll stop when the checks start rolling in, royalties and whatnot. Helped you write a song about the flowers. I was shocked you didn't mention on the album. How come? One thing I have learned from this ridiculous experience: never touch a drummer cause the beat keeps going on. Dum.
Yes! What are you calling it?
Drummers.
Drummers. Is that based on a real experience as well with drummers?
No, that one was based on in the reverse of if someone else helped a drummer make it and he left her behind.
Oh, okay.
You know, so I haven't experienced that. No.
So Katrina, Krystal, or Karen, or whoever wrote the song?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to have a crack at it?
Chi-Chi wrote the song.
Chi-Chi. I'll have to write that one down.
And she's a dog.
Chi-Chi is a dog.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
now we're getting into
the
a whole
group
different...
is called Girl Dogs.
Girl Dogs.
It goes like this. I'm in heat. Who wants treats? Drop those beats. You got me panting. I want your man-ting. I'll be the best in show dressed up with a doggy bow. You spade-ass bitches better step aside because the real girl dogs are ready to ride. Doggy style. We're buck wild. My dog bow's filled with Moe. Take flea baths in Perrier. Don't give a shit what the bitches say at the dog park every doggone day. What's that smell? It's my tail. Sit. Stay. Come. Good dog. Can't smell my tail off on Instagram. It stinks real bad 'cause I give a damn. Chihuahuas all be talking smack. Chuskies. Time to holler back. Grab some cheese and hide my pills. Turn me out like a puppy mill. My stink. Brings the dogs to the yard. Rough it up and hump it hard.
It was dope.
Okay. Nice.
Thank you.
Remember, you heard it here first.
I liked it.
Chi-Chi, good job.
Thank you.
And the band is called Girl Dogs.
Girl Dogs.
And do they have a record coming out at some point?
I don't know. Maybe a burlesque performance.
Oh, that's a good idea. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much, everybody. That's the end of Happy Hour. We've come to the end of a perfectly fabulous afternoon in New Orleans with an incredible random collection of eclectic people. What a great show. Thank you so much. My guests today on Happy Hour have been Katrina Brees, Crystal Sedona, Karen Regis, Kevin Simons, Chi-Chi, and the Girl Dog Band, along with Terianne Michelle Ball, otherwise known as Tank from Tank and the Bangas. Carina Nathan, I forgot to mention, was here as well as Norman Spence and Merell Burket, who I believe it's your actual real names, right?
Yes.
And I mentioned Merell, didn't I?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. That's his real name, right?
Yes.
Okay. Ricky Leman, Frederick.
Frederick.
Yep.
Thank you so much for joining me as well.
Thank you.
It's been a great happy hour. Thanks to everybody for being here. Thanks to Graham DePonte, who's the producer of our show. Our associate producer and technical director is Chris Kehoe. Christian Unruh as our music director. Our theme song was written and is being played currently by Mitch Foreman. The fabulous audio quality of this show is brought to you in part by PreSonus Audio Electronics. If you'd like to be on our show, you can sit around a table for about an hour. Drop us a line. Our address is on our website, itsneworleans.com, where there are many more happy hours for you to listen to, as well as other shows we make here. Out to Lunch with Peter Raschuti, live from Commander's Palace. Mindset with psychiatrist Dr. Nick Pajic. True to the Game with Chris True. Midnight Menu +1 with Margot Moss and the man who ate New Orleans, Ray Canada. Louisiana Eats with Poppy Tucker, Milo's Music Parlor with Kim Vu, and the revolutionary new way to buy a house in New Orleans, Unlisted NOLA. You can keep up with us on Facebook, on Twitter, and a bunch of other time-sucking social media as well. And all of it, where It's New Orleans. Find photos from this show on itsneworleans.com. and see what we look like on Facebook and our Google Plus page. These photos were taken today by Alison Moon. Where did she go? She's over there. If you're listening to this on iTunes or on Stitcher or some other podcast app you prefer better, thanks for subscribing to us. Take a moment to rate and review us if you've got a moment. That helps other people find us. What was I going to tell you after that, guys? Oh yeah, our show is recorded live today at Wayfare on Ferret Street, where they put fine dining into a sandwich and fine booze into a glass. They have a 3-hour happy hour here every day from 4 to 7. Happy Hour is a production of I Know Broadcasting for itsneworleans.com. Andrew Duhon will be back here next week for sure. If you want to find out where he is in the meantime, go to andrewduhon.com. For Graham DePonte, our producer, everybody else around the table here at Wayfare and back at our I&O office, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Grant Morris. I'll see you back here next week on Happy Hour.
Yo, if we go to 7-Eleven right now, we can be back in time for the game.
I don't know, man. I don't want to miss kickoff.
Okay, but Red Bulls are 2 for $5 right now when I use my 7-Eleven app.
Dude, but kickoff.
But how are we going to stay on top of our game while watching this game if we're not on that 7-Eleven game?
I don't know how.
Keep up, dude. 2 for $5 Red Bull with my 7-Eleven app.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right, I'm feeling you now.
Thank you.
7-Eleven. Be game day ready. Plus tax where applicable. Valid at participating locations.